Good morning. It's Sandy here. It is Friday and it is March 16th. I can't believe that it's already into the middle of March, and I forgot to put something underneath my laptop, so I just noticed my ceiling's all showing again. So I'll try to move this up just a little. Oh, the heck with it. I don't think too many people really care whether you see my ceiling or not. Okay. It is early in the morning. Well, not that early. It's about 8:45 on Friday morning. It is very cold outside and very cloudy. I checked. It's about 23 degrees. It says the wind chill is 9. And it's very cloudy, so lighting is going to be a problem. So I have some lights on back behind me, and I have my desk light on here, which means reflection on my glasses, but I'm going to have to do that. I think that's the only way you'll be able to see the stuff that I'm going to try to show you. So, welcome to all the new subscribers and to all the people who have been with me for a while. Glad everybody's here. I did a lot of stitching, and so on a lot of different things, so I'm going to be showing you those items. I had a new start, I had an FFO, I did some crochet, a lot of stuff, so I'm going to get right to it. First, I wanted to mention last week, after I did my video over the weekend, I got a call from a very dear friend, and I'm going to say hi to her. I'm not going to mention her name because she doesn't do the videos, doesn't do that type of thing. She quilts, so I'm in awe of that because she quilts. Okay, it was a wonderful call from her. We've been friends since we were kids in grade school. I don't see her near often enough. We don't live that awfully far apart, maybe about 45 minutes or so, not sure. But she doesn't like to get out too much, and since I've retired from working, I don't like to get out that much. So we catch up on the phone every so often. And once in a great while, we'll manage to see each other face to face. But anyways, pardon me. She gave me a call and said she'd watched my last video and that she wanted to let me know how much she was enjoying my videos. Even though she doesn't cross stitch, she's really enjoying the videos. And she wanted me to know that she felt I came across just like I really am. And I said, well, who else could I be? I mean, I'm me. But she said she just wanted to let me know that, and it really made me feel good. So I would like to thank her for that phone call, and thank all of you for all of your kind comments, because it's really appreciated. Update on people I've asked you to pray for. I really don't have any new news on Olivia. For those of you that might be new, Olivia is my, now her age just went right out of my head. I think 7. She's my great niece. She has leukemia and is undergoing chemo treatment, so I've just asked everybody, keep her in your prayers, keep her family in your prayers, and if you're not a praying person, just please send some good thoughts and vibes over to her family. The other person I had asked for prayers for was Brian. He is the son of my best friend from high school. In fact, it was her and her husband who introduced my husband and I. So, but anyways, Brian got some lung damage when he was in the Marines, and I can't remember what it was from, but anyways, he only has 30% lung capacity, and he got bronchitis, which then went to double pneumonia, and then he got the flu on top of that. And the last I told you last week is that he was he had been flown from a hospital on the west side of Florida to Miami, to a hospital where a lung specialist could see him. There has been tiny little improvement. He's still in a medically induced coma. They did, I'm trying to think of the Facebook post that his mom has posted. The doctor has said that he's stable. They took him, I guess, yesterday. They took him off of ECMO, which my understanding is that helps get oxygen into the blood. And they were going to see how he tolerated that. But they said it's gonna be a long time. It's just little tiny bits of positivity, and so please continue your prayers for him, his family, his mom, his dad, his wife, and hopefully he will continue with these little tiny steps of improvement, and before too long, maybe they'll be able to bring him out of that coma and he'll wake up and he'll be able to talk to his family again. But right now, his body just needs to heal. So please continue. And I thank you very much for those prayers. Okay, now let's move on to everything else. I told you I had an FFO. And I have to kind of scooch over here to pick things up. So please excuse me when I do that. I had done this particular cross stitch as a part of a stitch along in, I believe it was August, for Cross Stitch Finish Line. They had a Guess What sale, and if I remember correctly, it was kind of a deal where the first day you just showed your material, the second day you showed your floss, and then after you'd shown your stuff, then the first day you put in 50 stitches, and then the next day you put in 50 more stitches, I think it was, but it took place over the course of a week, and the idea is for people to try to guess what you were stitching. Well, of course, mine, nobody could guess it because it wasn't a regular thing that everybody else was stitching. And I forget just exactly where I got this. I think it was from some little leisure arts sayings or something. But anyways, it's been sitting up there, and I decided that from now on I am going to call Tuesdays FFO Tuesdays, because I've got quite a few things sitting up there that need to get fully finished. So I picked this one to start with, and this little thing that I had was just a little, it had a saying on the front of it. I picked it up at the Goodwill store for 49 cents, and so I finished dust on it. And in case I didn't hold that up long enough for you to read, it's dust as a protective covering for furniture. And that's how I live my life, because I don't like to clean house. I only do what I have to do when I have to do it. I'd much rather cross stitch. So what I did with this was, you can see I didn't need, the saying is on the, you can kind of see it through there. It had this little hanger on here, and I just kind of folded the edges under. This is a wooden, like a little wooden frame here, and I had bought a little staple gun, and I just went around that and I stapled it, and now I have this to hang. So yay, an FFO. Haven't had one of those for a while. So I'm going to set that over here. Next, I want to tell you about a free download. I had seen this on someone else's video, and they were actually stitching it. I don't know when I'll get around to stitching this, but I loved it, and I thought free, that works for me. Where you have to go to get this, well, maybe I'll show it to you first and then I'll tell you about where you have to go to get it. It's these houses, and they're from Brooks Books. And there's one for, there's houses for the seasons. And I'm going to hold these up. Each one comes with, when you print it out, you get to download. Okay, here is the spring house. I thought these were just so cute. And so there's the spring house. And here is, I probably should have separated these. This is the summer house. And then next we have the autumn house. And then next we have the winter house. And like I said, this is a free download. It's on craftsy.com. And what I did was, it's kind of a big website. What I did was I went there and I went on the search part, and I forget exactly what I put in there to find these, but they're by Brooke Nolan, and they're all free, and you get the, when you print them out, you get the charts. They're nice, big, easy to read with instructions, and just, if you like them, go and get them for free. I really was appreciative when I heard somebody else talking about them, and I thought, well, I'm going to pass that along because maybe you haven't heard about these. They're older. It's from 2013, but houses don't go out of style. I think they only get better with age, kind of like people. Okay, and I'm French vanilla coffee again. Decaf. I've already had my caffeinated coffee for today, so now I've moved on to the decaf. Okay, crochet. I finished the scarf that I was doing for my daughter, and now I just have to find out whether I used practically the whole skein of yarn. I just have a little bit left here to either sew it together. If she doesn't want it sewn together, then if she just wants it as a scarf, then I will maybe do another row. But anyways, here we go. My ends are curling. I've got to wet it and let it, block it out and let it sit to dry. But I think that, I don't know, how's that color coming across? It's pretty. I'd say that what's showing up on the screen is pretty close to what it actually is. It's beautiful colors. Got some little yellows in there and some pinks and some violet, and so that's done. Well, almost done. And then I went up to my little bag of yarn and moved all the things around there and did eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and pulled out the next one, and for the next scarf to start. And this is the one, and it says Miranda. So that is my oldest granddaughter. So she will be getting the next one. And isn't that beautiful? And that is very, very true to color. So I will be starting that one here in the next day or two. Okay, you are not going to believe this. I'm just beside myself over this. I don't know. Japanese garden. I pitched it again. I don't know what it is about that kit. I love that picture. I just absolutely love it. That was why I bought the kit to begin with. But if you'll remember the material that came with it, the 16 count Aida light blue, it was really, really, really stiff. And I tried all kinds of things to soften it up. And I finally decided that I started it, stopped, started it, stopped, changed material, went to what I thought was an 18 count light blue Aida that somebody had given to me, but when I started stitching on it, I thought, oh no, this is an 18 count. So I went and got my little ruler out. It was 22 count. Well, these are older eyes, and I have some cataracts. I tried stitching on that 22 count. I was doing it one strand of floss over one. Thought I could do it, but I got it out again the other day, and I just blurry. I could not see those little holes. So I threw the towel in. Well, not exactly, but kind of. I decided I can't stitch it on that material. So first I went on 1, 2, 3 stitch, because I know when I was uptown at the little shop up there, I didn't see any light blue material up there when I was there. So I went on 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I ordered 14 count. I forget the exact name of it, but anyways, some light blue Aida. And that's en route, so I should be getting that maybe the first part of the week. And a couple of other little goodies that I'll show you when I get them. And then I looked at my chart that I've been marking on and erasing and marking on and erasing and marking on again. And I thought, there's no way. If I try to erase all this again, and I had marked most of it in pencil as I went, but I thought, you know, this paper's going to start tearing. It's a mess. I can't. It's a mess. I couldn't use that. So then I was thinking, okay, what could I do? And I went through a bunch of scenarios in my head of maybe asking if someone else had the chart. Could they copy the first part of it? Because I've used maybe 5 squares over and 6 squares down is what's all messed up. Finally, I looked at the paperwork and I saw there was a phone number for Dimensions. And I thought, well, you know, can't hurt. So I called Dimensions. And I talked to, which actually is Wilton now, and I talked to a very nice customer service person, and I kind of explained, I didn't go into all the details about why I had started it so many times and, you know, and restarted it. But I said, is there any possibility? I says, I only need page 1 of the chart. I says, in fact, I only need, you know, about 5 blocks over and 6 blocks down because I started at the upper left-hand corner. Could you send me page 1 of the chart? And they said, yeah, no problem. So I was like, oh, okay. And so then I thought, well, you know, I might as well go for broke. So I said, well, actually, because I've started it so many times, I'm probably going to run short on floss. And the kit was 16 count, and I've ordered material for 14 count. I said, I'm probably going to run out of floss. So is there any chance you could send me a DMC conversion? Because I have almost an entire set of DMC. And she said, sure, we'll send it with the chart. Thank you. Now, I haven't gotten it yet, and I don't know how long. I called a few days ago. I don't know how long it'll take for them to get it out to me, but my material is coming. The chart is supposed to be coming. So when I get all that, I'm going to restart Japanese Garden again. Okay, whips. I worked on a lot of whips. And I've got them all piled up over here, so I'm going to try to move some of this stuff over here. Oh, and I put the Japanese Garden, for anybody who doesn't know, is that. So that's what I'm going to be restarting again. Okay, put these over here, and then I've got a couple more over here, and we'll try to go through these, and because I did work on a lot of them. Okay, spring garden spot. Paul Yvonne. This was out of a magazine. It says Leisure Arts. I don't know if it was Leisure Arts magazine or if it was just one that was published by Leisure Arts. I don't know at this point. I just know it's from the 90s. I did manage to get a few more strands of backstitching done on this one. And mostly what I'm doing is trying to get all this, the leaves and the vines and everything in here. Once I get all the leaves and vines in, then I'm going to go back and start trying to do the rest of the flowers. And then from there, I will move on to the rest of it, but it's slow going. I did that on Ada. The back stitching goes every which way, and it's a glossy chart, so it's hard to read. So we'll just keep plugging away. Okay, Bayside Cottage. I had said this was going to be one of my focus pieces because I would like to get this finished by early summer. And so I worked on that some more. And there is my Bayside Cottage. And I got quite a bit done on that. This part that I've been working on up in here, I did a lot up in here. I did some back stitching and I did a lot of this here. And it's a lot of confetti in there. So it is kind of a slow go. This is on 18 count Ada. This one was a new start, so I'll put that over there for right now. I've been working on the birdhouse, which this is the chart, so I'm just going to show it to you quickly there. And this, whoa, that just went right through and onto the floor. I don't have a whole lot done on that. I only worked on that a little bit, but there it is. Doesn't really look like much of anything. This is on, let's see where we at, birdhouse, 16 count. It's dark lavender and it's fabrics by LJ. And then, let's see, what else? Quaker Diamonds. I put a little bit into Quaker Diamonds, not a whole lot. Let me get that one out here. I worked on I had a lot of this to do right in here on the bottom edge here. I did this and this and this and this. This little bird, just the bird part was done. I added all the little motifs and feet and head dress and everything for that little bird, and a couple of these motifs up here, the E and this one over here. And so that's going. I'm pretty much ready to move on to the next page. So I probably will work on that maybe this next week. Okay, and then as you know, I've been making, that material was 14 count. It's a Jobelan. Yeah, Jobelan Ada. It is, did I say 14 count? Dense Fog. Okay, Shades of Summer. Shades of Summer, I told you I was going to try to get a page finished every 2 months. I don't know whether that's going to happen. I mean, I really stitched on this a lot. And I maybe finished off the bottoms of those other 2 pages that I had to do, and I maybe got half a page in on this, but I mean, I really stitched on this a lot. And so it may take me longer than 4 years. because I don't know, unless some of the other pages don't have as much confetti. But there it is. I mean, if I get down to here, that's about half a page. So then I'll have another half a page, and I don't know if I want to put as much time in April as I did in March. I didn't count up the days that I actually stitched on this, but I stitched on this a lot. And I stitch a lot each day. I'm retired, so other than cleaning house and cooking and stuff like that and crocheting, I stitch. So let's see, did I show all of them? Shades of Summer, Quaker Diamond, Spring Basic Cottage. One more here. What did I do with? No, I showed you Birdhouse. Okay, so I had a new start. And what did I do with my new start now? Oh, here we go. Okay. This one is just a chart. It's out of a magazine, so I'm just going to hold it back here. It's called Do All Things with Love. I thought it was just a cute little thing. And remember my fabric from Japanese Garden? Well, this is the softened piece. And I started this. This is the 16 count Aida, and it's not too bad to work on. I probably should have kept it in the kit to begin with, but you know, hindsight is always 20/20. All right, there's my start. And this is the first time I'm doing something that has a border like that, where you have to worry about getting your ends of your border to meet up. And what I've been doing on this, I don't know whether you'll be able to see this or not, but what I've been doing, I heard somebody else say that that's what they did. I stitched like 10 stitches and then straight across, just one leg, and then the 10th stitch I put across, and then did the next 10 and then across. And then when I get all the way to the other side, I'll come back across and put in all the missing legs. I thought that might help me count. Somebody else said that that's what they do. And so, well, if it works for somebody else, maybe it'll work for me. Okay, so next thing, oh, I have a couple of projects here that I have kitted up as new starts, and I thought I would show them to you really quick. I'm going to be starting this one. It's a Cheery Alphabet, and I'm going to be doing that on some, I guess I can't get it out of there. Oh well, maybe I paper clipped it or something. But anyways, some oatmeal Aida. And then the other one that I have all kitted up and ready to go is eventually is birds. And this is also a magazine chart. And I am doing that on some 14 count, I think it's like a, either an oatmeal or an ivory or something. Can't see in there really good right now. Okay, so that's those two things. All right, now, something I wanted to mention. You know, I'm on Instagram as sandysmithbakos. If you're not checking me out, maybe you'd like to do that. I don't post as often as some people do. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll post if I have a new start, or I'll post when I've been working on something for a while and I've made some progress. Then maybe when I'm getting ready to put it away and get something else out, I'll post a picture. Didn't really do that with these this week because I was all over the place with stitching on this and that and the next thing. So usually I only do that when I stitch on something for like at least 3 days, and then I'm going to put it away and dig out something else. But here's the thing about Instagram. I didn't make my account private when I started it because I thought I want people to be able to see that cross stitch is what my account is for, that I'm not, I do post an occasional other type of picture, but for the most part, Instagram is for cross stitch. And I wanted people to be able to see that cross stitch to know whether they wanted to follow me or not. And I have quite a few followers right now. But what I've also had an issue with is a lot of random men following me and trying to send me messages. And of course, I decline all of the message requests from these people. And I recently switched my account over to private. And the reason is that over like a 48-hour period, I must have had 15, at least 15 men start following me. And about half of them were trying to message me. Now, I'm not some young, beautiful chick. And I have no idea why these men are doing this, but I definitely have no interest whatsoever. I've blocked quite a few of them, so they can't see what's on my Instagram account. But I switched it over to private. So if you would like to follow me on Instagram and perhaps your account is private, so if you request to follow me and then I look at yours and yours says it's private, I probably won't approve you. So what I would like to mention is that if you request to follow me and I don't approve you, let's say within 24 hours, then, or you know that your account is private. Of course, you'd know. Forget I just said that. If you would like to follow me and see my cross stitch on Instagram and you request it, follow it up with either a comment on my FLOSSTUBE video saying I've requested to follow you on Instagram. Then I will go in then and approve it. But I've decided that I just feel that something really fishy is going on here and that I need to limit the access of these random people that I'm sure, I know there are men cross-stitchers, but not all of these. It's just, it's not right. So anyways, rather than getting rid of Instagram altogether, I thought this would be the best way to do it, privatize it. Okay, now I wanted to mention, I've noticed that a lot of FLOSSTUBers are mentioning different other FLOSSTUBers that you're watching in their videos. So I thought what I'd do is I'd take my list and I'm going to start at the back and go forward. Every week I am going to list a few of the people and I will also put them in the description. I don't know how to do links, so you won't see links, but I'll put their names and their channel names. And maybe I'm watching somebody that you don't know about, and I know that there's no way anybody could watch everybody. It just, you know, that's not possible. There's not enough hours in the day. But anyways, here's my list for this week. Yvonne, the Night Owl Stitcher. Georgia, very, very cute, love her accent. Yany, Johnny from Mexico, beautiful Mirabilia Stitcher. Vintage Stitches, Elizabeth. Village Stitching, and if I remember correctly, Village Stitching does not actually show her face. She only shows her work, but she talks about it, and really beautiful stuff. And if I got that wrong, I'm sorry. Toni Walker, I think I've only seen one video. I don't think she records them very often, but my understanding is that she's one of the older, I don't want to say older, but been on FLOSSTUBE for a long time. Till the Last Stitch. She doesn't make a lot of FLOSSTUBE videos, but she's very interesting and tells some wonderful stories. And Tash, the star-crossed stitcher, and if I remember correctly, Tash is from Australia, and I love those accents. I like the southern accents. I like all the accents. From the United States, you've got the different ones, and then from over in Europe, and then Australia and everything, and they're just sometimes you have to listen just a little bit close to catch what everybody's saying. But that's a few of the FLOSSTUBers that I am watching, and I will try to remember to list a few more each week. Okay, now onto the charts and the giveaways. I have one that somebody won, and I was gonna look at that paper to see. Let me see if I've got it here really quick. Somebody won one, and I didn't hear from them. And when I went to go back, and I'm sorry about my arm going in front of the camera there. When I went to go back and look for their comment to put a notation on their, what the heck did I do with that? Oh, sometimes I'm just not too well put together. Anyways, when I went to go back and put a comment on their comment, I couldn't find their comment. So I don't know if they went back later and they deleted it. Don't know that, but I'm gonna show it today. I'm gonna say their name again. Maybe I messed up and deleted it, but I even looked on a couple of other of my videos to see if it was there, but I could not find it. It was this chart. It was the teddy bears on the Afghan, and the person who won it was Susie Q. Scott 1954. So maybe they changed their mind. I don't know. But if Susie Q. Scott is watching this video and still wants this chart, please send me an email. My email will be in the description area, and let me know that you still want this and send me your address. If I don't hear from her by next Friday, the 23rd, when I go to do my next video, or Thursday, because sometimes I put this all together on Thursday night, then, let's see, was there other people who wanted this? Let's see, this was the teddy bear. No, there wasn't anybody else. So this is what I'll do. If there's anybody that's watching today that wants this, put your name in, say you'd like to stitch the bears. If I don't hear from Susie, then I'll give it away to somebody else. So there's that one. Okay, now as far as the charts that I showed last week, there was only interest in one of them, and that was Noah's Ark. And if you'll recall, that's this one right here. And I had two people that were interested in stitching Noah's Ark. And so the winner is Arie Stitches. I think that's how that's pronounced. A-R-I-E Stitches. You have won the Ark. So if you would send me an email and give me your mailing address, I will get Noah's Ark sent out to you. And now I have some charts to show for this week. And I tried to be a little more organized this time, and I wrote some notes on each one so that I don't have to dig through them. And all right, first one. This is called Woodland Birds. This is designed by Lucille Laflamme. The stitch counts on these are 105 by 77 and 100 by 68. And this is from Cross Stitch Magazine. And if you would like to stitch this, please tell me you would like to stitch the birds. Next one. We're going to call this one the clock. This is also from Cross Stitch Magazine, and it's 112 by 154. And you could stitch this up and not do it as a clock. You could just put the numbers in there and maybe put a button or something in the middle, but it wouldn't necessarily have to have hands and be a working clock. But there's that one. I think that's really pretty. So if you are interested in stitching that one, please tell me you'd like to stitch the clock. Next one is Santa. And this one, they've done it up there like that. And the instructions for doing that cone are on here. They're on the back. And this is from Christmas in Cross Stitch 1989, and the design is 89 by 72. So if you're interested in this one, please tell me you would like to stitch Santa. The next one, it was part of a series, but I only have the one. It's possible that the others were in another magazine, but it's this one right here, the snowman with the broom. And they had apparently put one in each month for a while to do a tree skirt, but I think he'd just make it cute either. His, let's see, do I have his stitch count is 114 by 158, so a little big for an ornament. But he'd make it cute. You could even frame him or a little flat fold or anything like that. So if you are interested in the snowman, please tell me you'd like to stitch the snowman. And this was from the Stitchery magazine. I don't have years on any of those, just the magazine names. Okay, now this one is by Sharon Pope. It's called Heavenly Gifts. And those are little balls. And the instructions are here. And I'll tell you what. There are 4 designs. They're done in, there's 2 DMC colors and all the rest is Kreinik. And the instructions are here. There's an ornament template. And this is from the Stitchery magazine. So if you are interested in this one, please tell me that you would like to stitch Heavenly Gifts. Okay, the next one. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And these next ones I'm going to show you are, got a lot of stuff in here. All right. This is called the Girls Learning Sampler. It's by Laura, can't even read my own writing, Holtorf Collins. Look at that sampler. And I'm going to tell you about it here in just a second. Beautiful, beautiful. These next few ones are for the people who like to do all the fancy stitching. This is 170 by 210. It was from Cross Stitch and Needlework, February 1997. And I'm going to give you the details here because this is very detailed. This has the DMC. It takes French knots, bunch of specialty stitches: rice stitch, running stitch, bullion knots, tent stitch, back stitch, satin stitch, and let's see if there's anything else. It has instructions here, shows you how to do those specialty stitches. Me and specialty stitches don't get along, but anyways, here we go. This is the Girls Learning Sampler. So if you are interested in stitching this, please tell me you'd like to stitch the Girls Learning Sampler, not just Sampler, because I've got several samplers here to show you. So the Girls Learning Sampler. Okay, and next, quite a few today. This is by Thea Dueck. It's a pansy sampler. It's a smaller one. It's 54 by 78. Beautiful, beautiful. This one is from Cross Stitch and Needlework, February 1997. Apparently that issue, they had a lot of samplers. That must have been the sampler issue. Oh! All right, let's see. I'm going to tell you about the stitches here if I can get this open. All right, this one, and they do have the instructions for the stitches. It calls for Dempsey, back stitch, straight stitch, Japanese ribbon stitch, French knot, satin stitch, long arm cross stitch, serpentine stitch, laced herringbone stitch, four-sided back stitch, Algerian eyelets, dove's eye, wrapped bars with adjoining wrap. Mill Hill seed beads are required, and so it's a big deal. And they have instructions, like I said. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if you'd like to stitch this one, please say you'd like to stitch the pansy sampler. All right, next one. Floral Heart. Isn't that pretty? And Floral Heart is designed by Lois Winston. It's 118 by 94. It's from Cross Stitch and Needlework, February 1997. It has specialty stitches. It uses DMC, beads, Kreinik, and number 12 pearl cotton. And the stitches on this one are Algerian eyelet, satin stitch, back stitch, French knot, and it does take a heart charm and beads. So again, there's this one. You can kind of see the beads going along the outer border there. And if you are interested in this one, please say that you would like to stitch the Floral Heart. Okay, two more. I'm giving away a lot today. This one is called Oregon Trail. And Oregon Trail is done on linen. It's 171 by 134. It says right on the chart, don't do it on Ada. It's from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, July and August 1993. So if you're interested in this one, please tell me you would like to stitch the Oregon Trail. One more. This is a Sue Hillis. This one is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, July, August 1993. It's called Noah's Ark. It's 86 by 106. And there is Noah's Ark. Isn't it cute? I love the little dove up there in the sky with the little branch hanging out of his mouth, so they know they found land. So if you're interested in this Sue Hillis design, please say that you would like to stitch Noah's Ark, and we will be done. I think that's it. So I'm going to say happy stitching this week. I think I'm going to slow down this week and go and not stitch on so many different things. And so I'll have more progress on like 1 or 2 items next week. So everybody take care. Spring is coming. I know it is. Even though it's so cold outside, I know it's coming. It's got to get here sooner or later. So I'm going to say happy spring. I'm not Irish, but St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, I guess. And we have Easter coming. So it's got to be getting close to spring. So I'll see you all later. Bye.